Some people can recognize this meal before they even see it, just from the smell. Cooked cabbage slowly filling the house, smoked sausage simmering in a heavy pot, steam covering the kitchen windows during cold weather. For a lot of older Americans, that smell still feels like home. Cabbage and sausage pot was never the kind of food people showed off to guests. It belonged more to ordinary nights, winter evenings, payday dinners, small kitchens where one pot needed to feed everybody at the table. Back then, cabbage was one of the cheapest vegetables families could buy, especially during difficult financial years. It lasted a long time, filled people up quickly, and became soft and naturally sweet after cooking slowly for hours. And once sausage was added to the pot, the entire meal changed. The broth became smoky, the cabbage absorbed the salty fat, and the whole kitchen started smelling warm almost immediately. That mattered more than people realize today. Because during the middle of the 20th century, many families were not searching for exciting meals. They were searching for meals that felt comforting after long days of physical work. Factory workers came home tired. Parents cooked while children finished homework nearby. Snow or rain hit the windows outside while dinner simmered quietly in the background. Many families also made meals like this during colder months because the pot stayed hot for a long time and warmed the kitchen while dinner slowly cooked. Especially during winters when people tried to save money on heating while still putting a filling meal on the table for the whole family. And meals like this slowly became part of everyday life. Every family made it a little differently depending on what they already had at home. Some added potatoes for extra weight. Others added carrots, celery, or onions. A few families used spicy sausage, while others preferred smoked sausage with a milder flavor. But most older versions followed one important step. The sausage was first cooked until the outside became brown and slightly crispy. That fat and smoky flavor then coated the entire pot once the cabbage started cooking down. After that, onions were cooked slowly until soft before water or broth was added into the pot. Old versions of this meal were never rushed. The longer the cabbage cooked, the softer and sweeter it became. And maybe that slow cooking became part of the memory too. The sound of the lid moving slightly while steam escaped from the pot. The smell slowly spreading into every room of the house. The feeling of finally sitting down with a hot bowl after a long, cold day. At the time, nobody called meals like this nostalgic. It was simply normal food. But decades later, many people still remember it clearly because meals like this were tied to routines people repeated hundreds of times throughout life. The same kitchen table, the same heavy pot, the same smell filling the house during winter evenings. And unlike modern meals that appear and disappear quickly with trends, old comfort food stayed around for generations because families passed recipes down without even thinking about it. Children watched parents make it. Then, years later, they cooked it the same way themselves. Some older Americans still remember waking up in the middle of the night and smelling leftover cabbage and sausage still sitting quietly on the stove after dinner. Others remember reheating another bowl the next morning because meals like this were often even better after sitting overnight. That deeper flavor became part of the experience, too. Even now, there are older Americans still quietly making cabbage and sausage pots almost exactly the same way they remember from years ago. Especially seniors living alone. For many elderly people, meals like this still make practical sense. Cabbage is cheap, one pot is easy to clean, and leftovers can last another day without much trouble. But for many people, the connection is emotional too. The smell alone can bring back memories of old kitchens, old winters, and family dinners that no longer exist anymore. Some seniors still make meals like this because the process itself feels familiar. Cutting cabbage slowly at the counter, hearing sausage sizzle inside the pot, watching steam rise while the house grows warmer. Simple things, but sometimes simple routines matter more as people grow older. Then, little by little, food culture changed. Fast food became faster. Frozen dinners became easier, and meals that needed slow cooking slowly disappeared from many homes. People stopped waiting for pots to simmer. Everything became microwave meals, drive-through windows, and food eaten quickly between busy schedules. But somehow, cabbage and sausage pots survived longer than people expected. Maybe because meals like this were never really about ingredients. They were about warmth. I tried recreating this old-style cabbage and sausage pot as closely as possible to the way many families once cooked it years ago. And if your family made a version like this, or if there's another forgotten comfort meal you still remember, feel free to share it in the comments. And if you enjoy old recipes and forgotten meals from the past, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.